Hello, everybody. It's the old bear from the old bear's den of Bigfoot. I thought tonight I'd give you a shot of the sky. Everybody's been wondering where I've been. It's right before Christmas. I am so busy right now. It's ridiculous. So tonight we're going to bring you a story about a guy that saw a bear take off from the West Virginia side of the Ohio River, start to swim across, turned around and came back to the West Virginia side. And the reason the bear turned around was this huge, dark-colored, hair all over it thing that walked out on 2 feet from the Ohio side of the river. And it jumped into the river, swam across the river to chase that bear. How'd you like to be the bear? Anyway, the bear got back out of the water and started back across a roadway and got across the road and hit the hillside that this guy was hunting on. And, well, it was really kind of uneventful. He didn't think nothing about it, and he looked through the scope at this hairy thing running across the road on 2 feet, and it came running across the road on 2 feet, and he saw it through the scope, and as he saw it, he looked at it, and it was kind of an ugly looking thing. Kind of didn't look like a human being. It looked more like an ape. As he looked through it from about 300 or so, 100 yards, 400 yards away, he really couldn't do a whole lot of detail. He didn't have a high-powered magnification scope, so he didn't think nothing else about it. He didn't see the bear where the bear went, and this thing just ran across the road and disappeared in the woods. Well, as he was sitting there, about 10 to 15 minutes later, he heard that bear come running up the hill. He heard something run up the hill, and he was deer hunting. It was rifle season when this happened. It was just last month. And when he saw it, he saw the bear come through, and he's like, oh crap, that's a bear. And it's the same bear. Oh, that thing's going to come running past me, was what was going through his mind. So he was sitting there, and the bear went on up and over top of the hill, over top of the ridge, and he didn't hear the bear no more. Well, that thing on 2 feet with hair all over it came running up, stopped on the same flat he was on, turned and looked right at him. It grunted once. He raised his rifle thinking this thing was going to attack him. Well, when he raised his rifle, it turned away from him and walked away from him, walked out the flat that he was on, away from him, back downriver. Well, after seeing this, he decided it was time to go, time to leave. And, well, he got up, walked to the top of the hill, got on his four-wheeler, and started over the hill. Got about a flat or maybe 2 flats down, and he heard something running towards him, and he stopped and looked, and there was 4 does coming at him. So at that point, he shut his four-wheeler off and was sitting there with it in gear so it wouldn't roll, and had the brake on, had it in park. And as he was sitting there, he heard something else running at him and looked back, and he saw antlers. It was a white-tailed deer, white-tailed buck. So when he saw the buck, he pulled his rifle off the four-wheeler and put a round in it in the chamber. And when the buck got even with him, it stopped and looked over its shoulder at where it came from, and he shot it. Well, the deer dropped instantly because it wasn't that far from him, and it killed the buck instantly. So he rode his four-wheeler down there to where the buck was at because it was on the trail that he had to go down. He got off, got his knife out, had his rifle laying there on his four-wheeler, and he started gutting the deer. Well, as he was gutting the deer, he heard something else coming out the flat. He thought, oh man, this is going to be great. You know, two deer, a buck and a doe, or 2 bucks in one day, that'd be great. Which you can do legally here in West Virginia. And he looked up, and it wasn't a deer. It was the same Bigfoot. It stopped, looked at him, got behind a tree and leaned out, watched him from behind a tree. Well, in the process, he gutted the deer. He finished gutting the deer because he wasn't going to leave the deer for the Bigfoot. He just hard-headed enough like I am to not do that. And he left the gut pile got the deer up on the side, on the four-wheeler, on the front, tied it down, got on the four-wheeler, started it up, started over the hill. Got down about another flat, and he could look back up where the gut pile was at. So he stopped, and that Bigfoot came out from behind a tree, heard it walking down towards the gut pile, got over to the gut pile, dug the heart and the liver out of it, and grunted at him, and turned around and walked back out the flat that the deer just came on. So if y'all think that maybe that Bigfoot did a deer drive for him to get him out of there, let me know what you think about that. I think he did. He helped the guy out get a deer, but he ended up getting the heart and the liver out of the deer. So tell me what you think. Let me know. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. But at least leave me a comment if you leave a thumbs down as to why you give me a thumbs down. And we'll try to address it. And we hope you enjoy the video like always. Hope you enjoy the accounts of the Bigfoots. And everybody stay blessed and stay safe out there. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas. Now, Christmas Eve, we're going to have a special for y'all. And it's a pretty long one, so be ready to be sitting. You'll need eggnog. You'll need cookies. You'll need a blanket. And you'll need to curl up and enjoy the story on Christmas Eve. Now, I hope to have it out about 6 or 7 o'clock that evening. In time for everybody to enjoy it and I hope you do. And we will see y'all the next time. Bye-bye, guys and girls.